Hi, I'm Kendra Morris with Stay Tuned TV. This is my new record, Babble. You can pick it up anywhere online, and much more to come. Thanks again.
Bonjour à tous, j'espère que vous allez bien. Vous êtes sur Stay Tuned, bien évidemment. Nouveau numéro, nouvelle émission avec Kendra Morris. Are you fine?
Hello, I'm great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It's nice to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, you're welcome. You are a singer, a songwriter, and you live in New York?
Yes, I live in Brooklyn.
Then the Banshee album in 2012?
Yes, Banshee came out in 2012 with Wax Poetics Records.
And now this is your new Hippie, Babble.
Yeah.
Sorry for my English.
No worries, I can't even say it.
Babble is coming out. What's the meaning of the cover?
The cover art?
Yeah.
Or
The cover album, Hippie.
Well, the name Babble came from the songs were all the babble in my head. Babble is like words that don't make sense, just lots of like incessant chatter. And I wrote the song from all the noise in my head. Just all the songs come from different influential places in my head, but I needed to get it out. And then with the cover, when I made the cover art, it was sort of the same thing. I split myself in two, and it's all this. That's why there's TVs coming up out of me, because TVs are kind of a noisy thing, and that was just sort of the metaphor of the expulsion of these songs.
Why is this EP called Babble?
Because the babble is the songs. The babble is actually the songs in my head of just this noise and frustration, and just I had a lot I was thinking about, and I was going through all kinds of different experiences as I wrote the record. So they just wound up, each song is something different, completely different, something that I was either pondering or going through, and they just wound up being this beautiful thing that, I describe as my mental babble, but it became music.
How long have you worked on this EP?
This EP was about 2 years.
2 years?
I'd say there's actually a lot more songs than the 7 here, but these were the first 7 that I really felt needed to come out, and I wanted people to hear first. I wrote a whole bunch of songs though, and when we were going through deciding on how long to make the EP or whether to do a full length, it just seemed this was the way I wanted to do it, was just to kind of, there's no more rules with the record industry really. There's no rules to how you put out music. So I just, 7 was the lucky number. And and here they are, 2 years later. But the good thing is now, hopefully, no one has to wait another 2 years for the next record. Like, it'll be a lot sooner than that.
Your first album, Banshee, was soul, rock, and pop at the same time. I find this hippie much more soul. Would you agree?
This one or
this one? Yeah, this one.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think definitely with this one, I started to really experiment with my voice in different ways and my writing. And Jeremy Page, who produced the record and did all the instrumentation, he was experimenting with some new things as well. We brought strings. We hired a string section on some of the. We hired a string section to play on some of the songs, and we also had been coming from so many different influences that, I think that there's definitely some more soul elements, but also there's new elements that come in that you can hear in the structures of the songs and the ways it was produced and what, you know, we're constantly learning new things and into new things, and it just, yeah, it's definitely moving in some new directions. For sure.
Okay. Is your voice an instrument that you train every day?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely look at my voice like an instrument because
Like a
it's,
sport?
yeah. I mean, I don't warm it up as much as I should, but yeah, like every day, you know, I use it constantly, and if I'm working on a song and I really want it to come out the right way, I need to be able to use my voice in every single way. And I'm always constantly, like, especially when shows come up, I'm always trying new things, trying to reach a new note or a different tone. Like, as a vocalist, you have so many different tones in your voice. You have like a deeper register where you get some sounds, and then there's the head voice where you have a whole, it can sound like a completely different singer sometimes. And when you start to use your voice like an instrument, you start to tap into like, wow, I didn't know I could do this or this. And I do a lot of my own vocal arrangements on all the records, and you'll hear like lots of different harmonies or backgrounds, and that's something that, it's another way to use your voice like an instrument. It's a way that you can put a song together and to create different melodies and hooks and the ways that you want to express the song with all these different voices and ways to tell the story.
Do you still like collage and drawing?
Yeah, definitely. Well, that was, the cover is actually one of my collages. Like I decided, you know, like what way I was like, do I want to find someone to do a cover? Or I tried all kinds of I experimented in different ways, and it just finally, I was like, no one's gonna do the cover the way that I see it in my head, so I better just do this. And I mean, I love collaging. It helps me almost when I write music. Like, the more I'm doing another art form, helps me to go back to my writing and see it and come at it in a different sort of way. So with the collaging, it's always been, it's layers of pictures that are coming from all these different places, different magazines, books. Sometimes, you know, it's just like pieces of blank paper and colors and textures that I like, and then they create a picture that is some sort of mood I'm feeling or a story I want to tell. And that's the same way that I write a song. And so the more I do one, the better I get at the other. You know, I had a great conversation with an artist once who, he was saying that, you know, I believe he was a great drawer, and he played drums to become better at his drawing, because when he would leave drawing and go and play the drums, he was like, even though one part of his brain turned off, it was still working, and it was still, you just never know where just because you think that you're not practicing at something, you definitely still are. Brain never really sleeps, I guess.
When she pulls, everyone, I take off all their clothes.
I feel like you have a unique relationship with Paris. I'm wrong?
Definitely.
Yeah?
This is maybe, I don't even know how many times this is maybe my 6th or 7th time here. And like, I love it. Like, especially like coming back this time, like I feel like so much more comfortable around the people. I'm starting to understand little bits of the language, or like characteristics and things that make you guys the Parisian community. It's just a really, like, I love the culture here. It makes me feel really at home, how much you guys appreciate art and music and self-expression, because it's such an important thing to being a human, is being able to express ourselves in however form that we can each do that. And I mean, and I really appreciate that the Parisian culture has recognized that for years and years and years, and you can see it in your architecture, you can see it through the streets, the way people even dine, how your dining is very leisurely and you're in the company and it's about taking your time and enjoying a moment. And I really respect that, and I love a culture that knows how important that is too.
It's possible to speak about your lyrics, Avalanche? Yeah? Okay.
Avalanche it's actually, a lot of my writing is, I use metaphors. And with Avalanche, it's the metaphor of falling, of being an avalanche, of falling in love. How you
say I'm falling like an avalanche, caught up with the things you do, to bury you with all I have. It's like an avalanche and I'm falling.
Yeah. I'm basically saying like it's that moment of falling in love, and in the first person I'm just saying like that I've become the avalanche, the snow. Like when I wrote this, I kept seeing the avalanche, the way the snow just takes over everything, and like you're just kind of, you can't focus anymore. You've fallen in love and you're just taking everything down, and the snow, and it grows and it gets bigger and bigger, and it picks up more snow, so that way it's taking down more things, and it's just this huge feeling. Even if you were having like, life was feeling like the most monotonous thing, all of a sudden like this happens and that's it. You're an avalanche, and it's just, that's it. Like it takes you down, and it's just the big feeling of love, of that moment, how huge that feeling is.
What do you listen at the moment?
I'm always, lots of soundtracks. I've been listening to a lot of Les Baxter. He did a lot of soundtracks in the 60s to a lot of different movies, like some horror films, and he also did a lot of exotic music. I really like Les Baxter. New music-wise, I haven't been, I try to like catch up on different artists that are that I appreciate their writing at the time. I'm thinking of who I've been listening to. I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah, I listen to a lot of stuff, but I listen to a lot of music on it like flips through.
You like the hip hop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I was just actually listening to Wu-Tang lately.
Wu-Tang?
Yeah. I was just listening to a bunch of Wu-Tang, a lot of Jay Dilla. I like Donuts.
Yeah.
And like all his, like there's so much that you can get into, like, so I'm constantly just always looking up new stuff, Ghostface Killer.
Yeah.
And then a lot of like old classic rock and roll.
Okay. And you know the French rap? Yeah?
A little bit.
Yeah? You have the name, no? Of the group, no?
Of which groups I've been listening to?
Yeah.
Not any off the top of my head right now.
Okay.
But some guys that I've been into watching. I met them. I played a show at Voodoo in Marseille, near Marseille, a few years ago, and the band Chinese Man. They use a lot of really great MCs on their stuff, and it's been cool.
I saw your little child.
Yeah.
And
she's crazy.
Yeah. She's nice. She's
wild.
Cute. She's cute.
She's cute.
What does it feel?
It's been great. It's definitely like changes your perspective, and you work harder than you ever. I always knew I was working hard, but now I work even harder, because like when you're balancing raising a new human to bring them up to be a person that is contributing to our society, that's a lot of like work too. Like you've got to be on top of your game, and she's just so curious and learning. And so between like working hard at like my career and writing and making music, I work hard with her too. So there's not a lot of time for sleep. Like I work even harder because it makes me not want to slack. Like there's just not enough hours in a day. Like I want to continue to put out a great product of music because that makes me feel good, and I know that's what I feel like my fans deserve good music, and I want to be the best mom for her and have her feel like my mom did a good job with me. And so that's why, I think a lot of people going for, a challenging career like this that doesn't always pay off right away, or it's a challenge, and a lot of people have kids and then they say, I can't do this anymore, I just want to focus. But I think there's a way for anything if you want it bad enough. It's just about finding a new way about it, like redefining how you go about doing it. If one path doesn't work out, go the other way around the street. There's a lot of, they say there's more than one way to skin a cat. Have you ever heard that saying?
Don't fall from the air and it don't grow on trees. Was it something I said when you walked straight away from me?
I'm going to give you a series of words, and instinctively you tell me what they make you think about it in few words of a few sentences.
Okay.
If I tell you New York, NYC?
New York, condos, new, everything's new, music, great music, having nowhere to go, friends, nightlife, too many drinks. New beginnings and dreams.
Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Karaoke.
Karaoke. Too many drinks. Great songs. You always go, I forgot about how good that song is. Really, really amazingly bad singing that always gets the most applause. Friends that bartend, more drinks, too many drinks, stumbling home. New York.
Okay. Freedom.
Expression, self-expression, love, happiness, peace, and walking down the street, being able to scream at the top of your lungs, friendship, open-mindedness, utopia, if you know.
Scarlett Johansson.
Friendship, hilarious, good times, The Singles, which is now Sugar for Sugar, play dates, karaoke, talent, and just beautiful person, and movies.
Okay. Future,
open-ended, curious, feeling positive about it, to be written, and hopefully more of it in Paris. Watching my little maniac grow up into hopefully a really loving maniac. Love and pain and becoming a stronger person, and new friendships and excitement.
Animals,
My dog Taco, the zoo, taxidermy. I love animals. How I always wanted a pet monkey, but that didn't work out because I heard that they throw poop. My dog Willie Nelson. How I miss my pets. When I think of animals, I just immediately think of all my animals. The cat that I gave away. Streets of New York. There's always rats.
This is the last word, holidays.
Holidays. Doing nothing. Doing more of nothing. No to-do lists. Just laying down in the park and just getting a tan, going to see family, Christmas time, eating a lot of food, eating a lot of candy, catching up with people, getting a babysitter. That's always a holiday. Yeah.
What is your last word?
My last word?
Yeah.
And then I say the word, you tell me what you think?
No, this is the end of the interview.
My last word. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you too.
And my last word. Parting is such a
In
sweet
French,
verb.
maybe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you.
Au revoir.
Yeah, au revoir.
And yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, it was a good, challenging interview, and I appreciate that. That's something I love about Paris. You guys really know how to get someone thinking.
Okay.
So thank you.
I see you next time.
Yeah.
For the next project, so maybe on the live show.
Hopefully this fall.
Okay.
So working on that now.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.